eventually people are going to say, what the hell is going on?
No matter how far you go into the dark, when you flip, you go exactly the same place to the light in our galaxy. Everything. Because everything is in balance. Everything is a polarity.
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is.
Hey guys, thank you all for being here. So it turns out that this whole James thing ended up being a hoax, wasn't real. So I guess I just want to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. What the hell is going on, everybody? How are we all? I hope we're all doing well. What a week it's been. What an absolute week it's been. Look, I thought about doing that intro in like a sense of I was gonna do the Conor McGregor, but I was also gonna go I'm sorry. Wow. What a week it's been. Look, a lot of people are upset about this, okay? First thing I'll say is you'll notice that the people who are upset about this are people who are always upset, okay? Like, that's just the way it is. You can't really argue with those people. I said from the beginning of this, I hope it's fake because I'm glad we didn't actually all see someone die, okay? Trauma alert. I'm glad we all didn't just see someone die, but I think we all agree that, like, collectively, there was enough in this that, like, thousands of people were pretty interested and pretty captivated. So, you know, and I was one of them, absolutely. And I had a lot of fun investigating this thing, and that's what I do. That's what I like to do, is investigate stuff. And I think, and like I said in some of those streams, is that, like, I find it so strange that people who also claim to investigate stuff, even when it might look fake, they're not willing to actually go and try and dig into it and look for evidence, right? And I would like to think that the sort of noise that we made on this channel and the pressure that we probably applied to James is probably got a lot to do with it coming out. And not just us, you know, Vetted did a video on it as well. Vetted was right. He went for him. He went in hard, and he was right. So, and I'm glad he was right, because if we did see someone die and Vetted went in that hard, Patrick went in that hard, that wouldn't be pretty either. So, you know, I actually think this is a good result. The truth is out, and, you know, here we are. So it's about midday here in Australia, and I woke up not that long ago. I went for a run, and now I've seen there's like bits of videos. There's like a little interview with James. I think Vetted has done another video too, I think. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that I want to kind of just look at together, right? But even though that it has come out as a hoax, and by the way, I'll just say this very quickly. There are still quite a few people out there who are saying that he's like being held hostage, or, you know, not hostage, but, you know, he's being forced to do this, or he is, it's AI. And, like, basically they still think something is going on. So, you know, hey, I'm open to it. But I think for me, I mean, I was ready to let this go yesterday, and that's why I put out a video saying, you know, James, now that you're alive, come on the show, bro. Let's talk about it. What's going on? And that was me kind of saying, like, I'm probably not going to cover this anymore, but if you want to talk about it, let's do it. And now I think it's progressed even more. I doubt that interview will happen, and that's okay. It sounds like there already is one, which we'll look at. But given that, I feel like given that, and now that his face is out there and we all kind of know, I feel like with all the coverage that we've done so far, it would be kind of odd or weird if we didn't just kind of put a bow on this whole thing. So that's what we're going to do today. And yeah, we're just going to talk about it, because at the end of the day, that's what we do. We talk about all the weird shit on this channel, and I try to have a good time as we're doing it. So I'm looking forward to a fun stream, and thank you everyone for tuning in. Snail Burner says Tree Fitty, always a good price. Stevie, celebrating 3 months, says, I'm sorry. And Stevie, the other Stevie, says, faking the radiation, but bit it. Okay, Stevie, come on, I'm working with your typos here, brother. He says, faking the radiation, but it not being crazy levels. Oh, wait, no, that's me. Okay. Faking the radiation, but it not being crazy levels and reproducible with stuff you get at Bunnings was the dead giveaway. Kind of wish... Oh, I lost him. Kind of wish he did get abducted now. Never be sorry, bro. No, I definitely don't wish he got abducted, and I absolutely don't wish that he was hurt at all. But thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'm sure you're joking as well. Toxic Fart says, Josh, are we still getting a Hoaxy McHoax's rod type plug in the Polarity store? Look, I think this story is going to go down as some kind of like piece of like lore in like internet ufology. You know, hate him or love him, this is going to go down in history. And, you know, it was fun. There was actually someone, I wish I saved it, but I didn't. Someone made a really cool AI picture in our Discord of like, I think it was like a guy with a shirt that said James holding up a rod that was like beaming blue electricity. There's an idea for any good AI artist. If you want to make something sick like that, I think that would be really fun to commemorate this saga. Steven says, been waiting all day for your take on this, Josh. Just like David Icke, your timing is nuts. Thank you, brother. 8U says, love the energy. Love the energy, me bro. If you don't understand that it's just your opinion and this is all entertainment, that's on them. Absolutely, bro. Appreciate you. Clipping for Truth says, I hope James watches your video to see how much you stuck up for him, but also how many times you said he seems stupid. LMAO. Yes, that's right. And that's another thing. You know, people are angry about this. People are angry at me. People have been attacking me on X. We'll get to that a bit later. But, you know, at the end of the day, like I said at the start, people who are angry, you'll notice there's a pattern. They're actually angry about everything. And, you know, people who have sort of like emotional depth and intelligence understand that comes from just being angry about, like, that anger is in you. And then you project that out. Like, that anger becomes a lens of how you see the world. And then you just kind of hate everything. It's sad, like, and I hope they figure it out. I had to. I literally used to have that lens. That's why I feel like I can talk about it so freely, because I really used to see the world that way. When I was like 19, 20, I was an angry kid and an angry person, and I had a victim mentality. I really did. But, you know, you grow and you change and you do the work, and you can, you know, you realize that anything in the world that bothers you, that makes you upset, you can look inward and find a way to fix that. That's so true, honestly. And I would say that to anyone, and I hope everybody figures that out, because if they did, the world would be a different place. Muse says, Polarity, can you check this out on the live? The James cylinder is for sale on eBay. Just search James cylinder. Okay, we'll definitely check that out. I'll pull that up. If anyone has a link for it, I'll just search eBay James cylinder in Google and see what we get. See how fast it went viral. Greer was pleading for it. He better go get that rash looked at. Yeah. Greer was down for it as well. He got Greer. The people are upset because they cared for another human only to get hoax. Thank you, Brandrew. Yeah, exactly. I think at the end of the day, we all kind of felt like it was weird, right? I mean, no one was like all in on every part of this story. Everyone said there were parts of it that just felt off. You know, I think the big one that we probably all collectively agreed on was the letter. But at the end of the day, on the slim opportunity that we all just watched someone die in their basement, I think people were like, look, at the very least, let's just figure this out. And, you know, the kid probably took it a bit too far with the death faking thing. And I think that's what upset Patrick the most. And I respect that and I agree with that. But at the end of the day, you know, sometimes people do dumb things and they learn their lesson. You know, that is what it is. There's no need to like hold hate over people. Blue Ocean, thank you for becoming a member, you little freak. Taris gifted 5. My man Taris, always here, always supporting. Jerry Rogers, Josh is the GOAT. Thank you, Jerry. Barbados gifted 5. Barbados, my man, thank you very much. And Toxic Fart says, next time you come in contact with a radioactive rod, use a t-shirt to shield your hand while touching the object. There we go. Thank you very much. All right, where to begin with this one? I think probably the best place actually is to look at... So this is the first thing I saw when I woke up this morning. And I'm sure you guys can probably give me the context, because a lot of you guys are probably in the States, and you'll be able to tell me maybe how this got discovered. But this is what I believe to be an old video of a guy called James Doman. Let's jump on the screen. Okay, it's not there. That's okay. That's okay. We'll roll with the punches. There it is. Of this guy here called James. We can maybe full screen this actually. Maybe not. Sorry. We'll watch it like this. I don't know where this came from. but the voice is like identical, and his name's James. So I'm pretty sure this is him. So let's check this out.
I am.
Sorry, that was disgustingly loud. My apologies.
Applying to be a remote closer. I am applying to be a remote closer for Jeff Seckinger at NERP. I can relocate anywhere. I have some experience in the field, and I'm looking to make a career out of this. Very self-motivated. I love working in the stock market. I love working with people. Most importantly, I love winning and closing deals. So I expect to hear back from you guys. If not, I'll be winning elsewhere. Thank you.
This guy loves winning and closing deals. He's a salesman, and he's a good one. He's a good one. He sold thousands of people in one deal. I mean, that voice is pretty bang on to me. Yeah, people are saying 100%. And his name is James on this thing.
Career out of this. Very self-motivated. I love.
It's him, 100%. Yeah. Narcissists usually are. Selling used cars. This is the type of dude to sell you a car that breaks down into 4 pieces on the way home. Meanwhile, telling you it's the best, slapping the roof, kicking the tires, telling you it's the best damn thing he's ever seen. Looks like Josh if you give him a beanie. I can kind of see that, actually. That is funny. It's funny because in the last video that I uploaded, people were saying, like, plot twist, Josh and James are actually in on it together. And, like, plot twist, Josh is James. This is Josh from Wish, okay? I'm sorry, James, but that's what I'm going with. You're Josh from Wish. So there was this, and the other thing that I saw. So last night, actually, look, let's pull up his channel because I guess we should shout him out because it's kind of, it probably contributed as well to getting this result. You're probably going to get an influx of RuneScape videos here. Yep, my apologies. Sailing is coming tomorrow. We're going to sail the 7th season RuneScape tomorrow, everyone. What was his name? TT Productions. So I believe this guy. Yeah. So look, he's live now. This guy drove to James. I don't know if he actually found him, but there's a live stream on James's channel, which I think we'll listen to. And I think he's on the phone with this guy. And this is basically this guy asking James questions about, like, you know, how did you hoax it? What did you do? Blah, 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 blah. So I only heard a little bit of that. And I don't know. I feel like we should just listen to it together because I want to hear it. So I'm assuming someone said something about this. He interviewed him via phone. Sailing comes out in 8 hours. Let's go. Let's go. Damn, do I need to play RuneScape? Yes, you all do. You all do. If literally everyone here wants to play RuneScape, I will log in and we'll all play together. Seriously. Socially engineering this entire audience to play World of Warcraft and RuneScape with me has been my ulterior motive the whole time. I'm not going to lie. Okay, look, I don't know if it's the live stream. He's got 2 quick update videos, okay? They're a grand total of 4 minutes. Let's just watch them quickly. And then I want to watch this interview with him answering questions about how he did this. So we'll go with the older one first.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy here. I hope you enjoyed the latest film we made. It's kind of like Blair Witch Project stuff. Found footage, but we did have to end it because a lot of you people on Reddit like to be sleuths online, which is good.
No shit. I said this. Like, the internet will always figure it out. I mean, look at Rain Goat. I know it's Rainbolt, but it's Rain Goat now. You know, post a picture of a bush in the middle of the desert. Rain Goat will pop up and be like, yeah, that's in Wisconsin. Take the 254th exit on the 8th highway. You know what I mean? The internet will figure it out.
But, like, showing up to people's workplaces can get a little sketchy. So, with law enforcement being involved in all of this,
yep.
I'm gonna have to end it and come clean with you guys. But yes, it was all a hoax. Completely a hoax from the start.
Someone said James is in here. Is he in here? Because I would love to ask him a few questions as well. If he is, I'll try and keep an eye out, but I do want to ask just a couple. We don't have to have an interview. I would just like to ask you a couple of questions in the chat if you are in here.
I got 20,000 people to believe me, possibly more. A bunch of YouTubes make a channel on me, which I think will go down in history as something
as I
pretty
said,
funny, which is what I enjoy doing, making people laugh. But sorry for having the internet scared for those few days of me potentially dying. But it didn't happen. I wasn't dead. A lot of people thought, they just came to the conclusion that I died, but...
This is true too, right? This is true. Like, you know, he never posted like an obituary. He never actually said that he died. And it was never clear that he did. So I think like people should let him off. But, and you know, fair play to him too. Like, once people did start to think he was dead and freak out, he ended it. So, you know, I think fair play to James, to be honest.
That's their problem, I guess. I'm happy to entertain you for those few days, for the few months that we've been going on with this stuff. But yes, I did in fact make that thing. Yeah, it's been fun. I wish I could have kept going longer, but I can't because for obvious reasons, but yeah. I guess that's about it. I'll keep it short and sweet for you guys like usual. And maybe in the future we will do something else to entertain you. It might not be through the same channel, but just know that if there's a potential hoax going around, it might be me.
Oh shit!
I'll see you guys.
Damn, my man's a jester. He's an internet jester. The balls on him, right? The balls on this guy. He's like a villain. He's like a superhero villain. You never know when something's going on. It might be me. And he's still not showing his face. Well, unlucky. I just showed it before, but there we go. He's lying in this video. Yeah, so a lot of people are still kind of hooked on the idea that he's like, this is part of the trick and that he's tricking the trick. And, you know, I kind of think that might be a case of, like I said earlier, people who are angry are kind of angry about everything. I think the people who still think this is a trick are maybe the people who think everything is a trick. I don't know. Maybe. I could be wrong, as always. But I do think this is the end of this. Some people will die on that hill. Yeah, I think that's another thing too, is like when people, this is a problem too, right? When people have their mind made up about something and when they're presented with new evidence, they're like, I don't know, too proud or something to change their mind. I think that's not good. That's damaging, especially if you have a platform. If you have a platform and you do that, I think that's damaging to not only like yourself and your own reputation, but damaging to the people that follow you, because you're kind of like, you know, there will be like diehard fans that will die on that hill with you. So I think you kind of have like a little bit of a responsibility too. All right. So there was one more video. Oh, okay. I love that when you search James, it's just my video. It's just my video. Sorry, James.
What's up, guys? It's an update for today, once again. I realize I'm probably one of the most hated people on the internet as of now.
I don't hate you, bro. I don't hate you. I think we should all recognize that we came to the conclusion that he died. I think that's fair, right? We assumed he died. He never directly hoaxed his death. And if he did, that would absolutely be way too far. But there's no hate here, bro. I had fun investigating this, and I'm glad you're not dead, as I said from the very beginning.
I just wanted to apologize to some of the people who were actually worried and did actually care, which was probably not many, but a few were very sincere. Sorry about that, guys. I will try to make better content for you. Yeah, everybody who's trying to dox me, that's okay. Do your thing. That's alright with me. I can't stop you from doing anything, so that will just add to the story.
Fair play. He's taken it like a champ, honestly.
Didn't realize this would upset so many people the way it did, but as did a lot of other hoax videos in the past, and only the good ones. So I will leave it up to you guys to decide if you want to even keep following me or not, because I know we all had a good scare there. I'm sure for some of you it was worth your time. Gave you some dopamine rush and some things to think about.
Yep. And you know what? We'll get to X in a moment, but what I said on X was this was a refreshing change from the CIA-led disclosure and looking at pixelated 8-bit videos of Tic Tacs that really give us just as much information as this whole James saga did at the end of the day. Nothing, right? So, I think it was refreshing, and I had a good time looking into it. People were saying that this was a what's it called? Alternate reality game. We subconsciously played the game, and as a gamer, I had fun. Everybody
did some good investigations.
Thank you.
Had some good ideas about it, but yeah, in the end, it was all just a hoax. So, I will leave you with that tonight. May do another live, may not, but thank you guys for all the support, for everything that is going on right now. I will see you guys at some point tomorrow.
The only thing is, he said he might pop up with another hoax on another channel. I don't know what he's going to do about his voice, though. I mean, this voice is etched in history because we never saw his face. All we had was his voice. And I think that voice is like... I mean, there are voice changes and stuff, I guess. You can kind of tell when a voice is being changed, though. So, I don't know. We'll see. This is interesting. This is my first ARG that I've played. And, I don't know. It was fun. I kind of want to play another one and try and solve another one, to be honest. Okay, so people are saying it's a live. We need to look at the live. So yeah, this is what I saw, I believe. This is 7 hours ago, 2 hours ago. I want to find the one where he does the interview. Late Night says, not fun. But Squiddy says, very fun. That's Polarity, baby. Okay. I don't know which one it is, so we'll just... people are the 32-minuter? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll probably be... We might even watch this whole thing if it's good. But I'll just catch up on a quick couple of super chats. Oh, there's a few. Rich Valley, you little freak, sir. Thank you for becoming a member. Toxic Fart says, somewhere Lou is smiling. Thank you, bro. Rich Valley says, you don't owe anyone an explanation or an explanation. Wow, I don't know why I'm reading like this today. Sorry. You don't owe anybody an explanation, and I'm glad you covered the subject, whether right or wrong. Glad to join the Weirdos as a member. My man, thank you very much, and welcome aboard. Sweet Bee's Knees, Jimmy was just joshing. I like it. Very good. And by the way, and look, I'll just shout this out quickly to all the new members. If you did enjoy like this investigative style, ironically, it was only like 2 days before this all started that we were playing GeoGuessr in the members only stream, and we all had a lot of fun. And this is basically a game where you get dropped anywhere in Google Maps Street View, anywhere in the world. And basically you have to look around and you can move and look at clues, and you have to try and put a pin on the global map as to where you are. And the closer to your pin that you are, the more points you get. And it's honestly really fun because like together as a group, you get to be like detectives and figure it out. So if you enjoyed this ARG, we're going to be doing similar stuff on the live stream regularly because I accidentally bought a whole year's subscription to it. So that's what we're going to be doing. Toxic Fart says, coming soon to a YouTube near you, Booger Rod versus Alien Venom Goo. Yes, I like it. Almost as good as King Kong versus Godzilla. Steven says James is definitely in here. He mentioned Polarity twice today and said he was thinking about talking to you. Interesting. I haven't seen him pop up, but I'll keep an eye on it. Rec Thought says, so have you watched his new live videos where he's being a total ass to the believers? No, I haven't, but we're going to watch one of them now. Coco Poco says, how did he... Oh, I lost you. How did he fake the seizure and death sounds? I believe he answers that in this video. Code Red Jew Girl says, people invest too much emotion into stuff like this. Best to look at things with an amusement and say, isn't that interesting? I absolutely agree. Couldn't agree more. Thank you. Kellatrix says, we have to live and let live. Absolutely. Christine says, thank you for letting us know. I was worried for this fella. Now get over it, people. Agreed. And smile. And this is the thing that I said, right? You can look at this and be like, he tricked me. He's a grifter. Or you could be like, you know what? Good job, bro. You got me. Well done. Hats off to you. One of those decisions causes a lot of friction and angst in your heart. But the truth is, you literally can choose how you want to feel. It's a decision that you can make consciously. And if you realize that and you still choose, grifter, you're literally ruining your own life, okay? You're making yourself angry and ruining your own existence. So, like, I really encourage you to just think about that. Sam Mammy says, this is why we will never have real disclosure. GG. You know what? I'll counter that in a way and say the people who sort of weren't willing to like investigate it and just sort of write it off, you know, I think that is almost could stop us from having disclosure, because I think disclosure and like understanding that reality is far more complex and vast than we've been allowed to believe is going to require people to think outside the box. You know, obviously the Copernicus Galileo example is the biggest one. He was a heretic. Everyone hated him because he dared and was brave enough to speak outside of the commonly accepted rhetoric and ideas of the universe. And then it turns out he was right. Okay, now obviously, you know, probably not going to turn out that James was right. Although maybe, you know, Caspersight, a huge YouTube channel, believes that this is still fake. He believes the I hoaxed it is fake, and he said he's going to make a video on it. So I don't know. I'm definitely going to watch that. Like, I'm interested to see what he has to say about that. But yeah, I think it takes people who are brave enough to think outside what's commonly accepted, and you know, take the brunt of being called a grifter and all the other retarded names that people love to use. It's those people that are going to help us break out of this, I believe. And they're probably going to get things wrong along the way, because you will get things wrong when you dare to think and when you dare to dream, right? But without those people, we would probably still be thinking that the Earth is the center of the universe and, you know, have slaves and just be like some kind of retarded society like that. So, you know, there you go. That's what I think. Tao Rose, thank you for the dollar. Christine says he brought you some cool new members. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, and thank you for becoming a member as well, Christine. You're a little freak. Thank you. Tamara, thank you very much for the $20. And another 20. Thank you. And she says, Josh, remember Orson Welles' War of the Worlds? Same concept. I haven't seen it. Yep, I'm sorry. Guys, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I haven't seen shit, and I'm sorry about it. Jamal Antonio, I hope this doesn't become a trend or this space is cooked. Between this and Meteor symbiote alien monster, and don't have much more time to waste. Okay, yeah, well, I hope not. Hopefully we do have time to waste, to be honest, but who knows. Van Drake, that's not him. That's a government plant. There you go. Someone who thinks that the story continues. Fair enough. Toxic Fart, I hope he found the owner of the cell phone. I like it. All right, let's watch this. So this, I believe, is the interview with the guy who sort of drove out there to take a look at him.
Ask some questions. I'll admit it's all a hoax. Sorry for wasting your gas and your time, but yeah.
Bro. Yeah. Well, one. Yeah, like,
volume
you don't
okay?
need to apologize or feel bad wasting my time or gas. Dude, I like adventures. I like stories. This whole thing struck me as genuine. I'm a filmmaker and I make documentaries, so I go out on these long trips all the time.
Yeah.
People, yeah. You did, yeah. just I've worked with actors and stuff too, so.
Yeah, I tried to make it
Yeah.
as real as possible, and I was gonna keep going, but I guess Reddit did a good job and kind of found a lot of my personal info, so don't want to like have anybody intruding on my family or anything, but yeah.
Yeah, no, totally understandable. But yeah, no, very well executed, dude. Just because I looked through it, I'm like, wow, man, this was very well thought out.
People are saying he's in the chat. I've said that earlier, but I haven't seen him. James, if you're here, just say something. I would like to ask you a couple of questions. Not like many, to be honest. To be honest, I might have questions just based off what you say here that I might want more detail on. But yeah, I haven't seen him pop up yet.
Yeah, just before I get to it, yeah, one, I'm just glad you're okay. So, and two, I don't regret making this drive out here anyway, because it's like, oh, whatever, all the forces of the universe kind of came together where you just felt compelled, like, I got to own up to it, admit it's a hoax. So it's cool. Nobody's out there worrying or wondering, if everything's all right. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, no hard feelings on my end, dog. You don't have to worry about that. If I may ask, so how did you, I guess going back, when it first, and again, I never saw the original video because I guess it was pulled by YouTube, but when you went out and filmed the object,
Okay, so he's not here anymore. He was here earlier, but he's not here anymore if you refresh it. War of the Worlds for a movie night. Yeah, that would be a great idea for a Discord movie night. For anyone who doesn't know, Discord link is below. It's probably going to stay... it'll be locked until tonight. I've had it locked because people were spreading weird shit on in Discords of people who were looking into this stuff, so I just locked mine off. But it'll open up again tonight. And I think... Look, I was actually going to go live again tonight because I wanted to do normal content, but then this happened. But we will do a movie night with War of the Worlds, either maybe tonight or in the next couple of days. Probably not tonight, though, because it's locked soon.
crashing into the desert. All I saw in the newest video that you released was a still frame, but did you have video of that thing falling or no?
No, I didn't. And that just goes to show that, because I told everybody I did.
Yes,
and then
RuneScape
everybody claimed that they actually saw the video, which never existed. It was just like 3 pictures. I think I filmed that shot like maybe 3 times. I kind of threw it in the air. I was standing on the hill over there. And yeah, that's how we did that.
No.
Interesting. That's why we never got the video, I guess. And I believe I don't think I have a photo of it, but if we look at our legit sus vote, that one went straight into the sus category too. Like, yeah, we never got the video, and that's sus.
Right. So hold on, let me back this up a second. So the video that's released on your YouTube channel, that's like, hey, this is an edited version. The first one was taken down because of content violation. I forget, something not. And
look, I'll just say as well, we can learn a lot from this too. Like, we can learn about, the things that were making us feel sus, or even the things that we felt were legit, but were maybe unsure of. Like, we can all learn from this experience.
That they don't approve of was said. So that whole thing was all made up.
Yes.
There was no original video, and everybody just believed it.
Yeah, I said there was an original video, but it corrupted my phone. So then I just put the pictures out there because I couldn't really record myself throwing it, because then the video would be like 1 second of it in the air and it wouldn't look real. So
Gotcha.
I just put pictures, and then people even claimed that they saw the video. And some of them were even saying, yeah, I downloaded it and I have it yet, but I can't find it and stuff like that.
Interesting. So, this guy started doing this and said, I can't upload the video because he hoaxed it. And then random people start jumping on going, yep, I've seen it. I've seen it. So he's just got like random NPCs popping up, just like helping propagate the hoax.
Wow. Dude, that is... Yeah, that's incredible. Let me ask about, and again, I didn't watch all of them, but the one where, when you would go into the room by the object, the cylinder, and the lights were flickering. Was that, you just had like a buddy in the other room or something?
That was completely luck. I don't know why that happened, but the lights just started flickering for some reason. I'm not even lying about that. Like I went in there and the lights just started going bad, so I used it. Sometimes it happens, like in film, so you get lucky sometimes, I guess.
Is this why Casper Sight thinks? Look, I'm not going to jump on that train, not yet, anyway. But is like, you know, luck? Okay, interesting. Hey, coincidence number 6,775, I guess.
Man, well, no, great. Yeah, no, great work there too. I mean, going up, trying to like, you know, tighten it and everything. It's like, oh yeah, no, you did everything, you know, a rational person would do. So wow, good job pulling that off.
Yeah.
What about, and I don't think I saw the Geiger counter video, but people had talked about it. Was there a video of you using a Geiger counter to detect radiation on this object? Or?
There is a video and images of it, which is because I bought some uranium off of Amazon and uranium for testing Geiger counters. So that's how we did that one. And it was kind of off the charts because it's a piece of uranium. So kind of tried to build a story with that too.
Wow.
Bro,
dude.
This is well thought out. This is well planned.
Very well thought through. Dude, okay, let me ask you this. How long, so I think it's been going for a month or whatever, these videos. How long ago did you kind of plan this or have an idea you can maybe execute this?
Well, I was traveling out west just on a road trip and in between jobs, didn't really know what to do. And I saw the Boogosphere and I thought like, well, I could maybe do something like that too. And the original plan was to like maybe sell it or give it to the government right away and have them investigate it so it become a big thing, but it kind of just went the other way to my YouTube and I kind of
that I think wouldn't be good. That would actually, like, you know, this happening on his YouTube, I think this can be like, you know, this is sort of fun and you know, it was interesting. If it got into the government's hands and like it's somehow, I mean, Stephen Greer said he was going to study it, right? That would really sort of fuck with things. I think that would really make people way more confused if that entered that sphere. Unless it just, because then you've got people who we kind of put some weight into what they have to say. You know, like when people like that, like when Greer and I don't know who else is there. There's not many that have weight anymore. Greer, you know, David Grush, like the whistleblowers and stuff. Like if they were to start talking about it, that would really fuck with people. I think.
Kind of became like the guy who had it, so kind of became like the storyline there.
Gotcha. Now, are you into film or movies or writing or marketing or do you have any experience with that?
Not really. I do some like theater acting on the side sometimes, but other than that, I made some other videos too on some other channels, but I'd like to become a content creator at some point. But yeah, I do have a decent following now from this, but hopefully I can convert it to people who want like comedy and stuff instead of like who think this is all real.
Interesting approach, James. Weird way to go about building a following, bro. But you know, I actually think, what has he got? He's got 18,400 subscribers. I think probably like at least a third, maybe like half of those people will probably at least stick with him and like keep up to date with what he's doing. I really do think that.
Yeah, no. Well, again, you know, just a lot of the subtle choices you made, really, I mean, yeah.
Just saying, but I can't find any uranium on Amazon. Is that what sorry, I must have missed that. Did he say he got the uranium off Amazon? I thought, I'd kind of just assumed it, you know, given that he's like obviously a bit of a handy guy with like metal fabrication and shit like that. He would just have like access to it somehow. I don't know. Yeah, he did. Yes. Okay. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I wouldn't think something like that is on Amazon. But I guess, look, I'm starting to see why Casper Sight, and I'm sure, and many other of you guys in the chat think that this is like a diversion tactic to shut it up. I can see that. For me, I'm still like not. I think this is over. But look, I'll be honest. I'll probably still keep an eye on his channel and see what's going on here. For sure, I'll keep an eye on it. Probably won't report. Just like the initial one, right? I reported this when it very first happened. And he posted shitloads of videos. And I never, ever touched it until the drill thing happened again. Because that's when I was like, okay, this is significant. We should probably talk about this. But, again, I'm not going to like touch on every minor update because my dopamine runs out quick. You know what I mean?
Come off as like very believable. Like if this is a found footage horror movie or something, yeah. I think it was well executed. That's cool. That I can definitely appreciate and understand. Yeah, you saw the biggest sphere and thought, oh man, that could be a good idea. And I understand just that thought process of like, oh man, I want to create content. I want to entertain people. I want to create something that people enjoy. And so you definitely get that. You probably almost did too darn good of a job, but I give you respect, bro. It's not easy to admit, hey, I made this up. Hey, this was a hoax. So I'm hoping, my gas money and time was spent, which I don't care about, because this was an adventure for me. Other people were worried. I'm sure they'll get over it if you're genuine and sincere in your apology. And if you really are, I feel like, man, they know you can make some cool,
Sorry, one sec.
thoughtful, creative content. So I wouldn't be surprised if people, did get behind you, man. I think you have the power to do it. Sure.
Yeah, I was hoping I could keep it going for a little longer, but once the cops showed up at my door and my parents actually called me and they were kind of upset, so I decided I'd make at least a video that I was still alive. And then
There you go. The cops showed up at his door. I think that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. That proves that when shit goes down online, people like I said, I remember I said I got a text from an Australian person who worked in law enforcement, and he said that when things like this happen, Snapchat, YouTube, all of these platforms have some kind of agreement, backdoor access with the authorities, and they will just they're very good and quick with just getting the IP address out, and the people swoop in. So that's a good thing.
And after that happened, I knew it would end pretty soon, but I just kind of kept trying to make it go a little while. But yeah, then I think Reddit found a lot more details about me and where my parents work and stuff. So yeah, I don't want to harm them or anything. I'll just come out now and say it was all fake anyway, but all for entertainment.
Yeah. Well, no, better late than never, dude. So. I appreciate the candor and owning up to it. Let me ask you this. The blue light or the orb, the reflection, on that cylinder. How did you achieve that? Was somebody back there flipping a light for you? Or?
I can't talk about that part right now because of certain reasons. And I'm also live streaming now, so for part of the experience, I just have to not talk about that right now, if you could understand.
Yep.
I think that's probably got a lot of people going, he's still, this is Men in Black have got him, you know what I mean? This whole thing is real. Honestly, I think that might be James's way of coming out, but still keeping it going. Do you know what I mean? That's a fantastic way to get through this hump of get the authorities off my back, come clean, but keep it going. That's literally the only way he could do that with that answer that he just gave. That's the only way he could come clean and get the heat off him and keep this shit going. I could be wrong. Maybe there is a reason. Maybe this is a Fed on the phone and the Men in Black did get him and he did get abducted. Maybe. But that's a very clever answer, and I think it opens up a door for him to get out of the heat that he's in and potentially keep something going. Bean Talks back says you're wrong. Okay, I'll just go fuck myself and end the stream then. Thank you. I admire your confidence.
Yeah, no, dude. I'm not trying to pressure you or, no. If you don't feel comfortable, yep, you can just, I don't want to talk about it. So, no worries there. What about, and if you don't want to answer this, it's fine too, but in a couple of the questions you answered, you were like, oh, we did this or we did that. So, did you have help from others?
No, I did not actually. It was completely, I had to figure out everything pretty much on my own, and nobody really knew about it till like the last few days, and I had to tell a few people because like people I know and stuff were asking questions too, so.
Oh, yeah. So, no, you just kind of like, you don't want them to get all worried.
Yeah.
You care.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. No doubt. So, I'm trying to think what else here. Oh, yeah, if you don't mind my asking, and you don't even need to answer, but so the live stream or the live post yesterday, where you said you were, I think, disoriented, had a migraine.
So just before you ask this question, someone said, Josh, any idea how he could have faked the blue light? Honestly, no. That was one of the most compelling things for me as well, because the fact that it was on a live stream means it wasn't done in post-production, because there is no post-production, right? Just like now, what happens. Now, I'm on a computer, so I could, just like I think if we go here, just like I can do this.
Redacted.
I can play you a video, right? So I could start the stream, and as soon as the stream starts, you think you're watching a live video, but you're actually watching a video that I've put into this software that I can play.
Redacted.
Like that. So on a computer, you can do that. I don't think you can do that on a mobile phone. Like when you stream to YouTube from a mobile phone, you're literally just like in the YouTube app, which has access to your camera, and you're streaming. That's it. So that's what I found really interesting was it couldn't be a pre-recorded video. It couldn't be After Effects. It doesn't look like there is a light source where the light is coming from. Like there's no, like you can see it's lower than the ceiling. There's no like extension leads that you can see coming in. It obviously could be a portable wireless light that runs off a battery perhaps, but it's intensely bright. Like it's very intensely bright. And it does have a very strange effect with the way that it lights up the room, because it doesn't blow the whole room out into this like blue glow. It just has an intense luminosity in the center and a sort of a little glow around it, which is literally exactly how people explain like UAP orbs. It's literally in the Immaculate Constellation document, page 9. Go and take a look. And that's just one of many claims, right? So I still don't know. I still don't know that. And yes, someone did provide the picture of the room with like a TV sitting there. And we were speculating that maybe this created some kind of like electromagnetic emission that like blew the TV, the tubes in the CRT television that caused it to do that. But if this is a hoax now that we know, how did he do that? And also like it's so bright. Like I don't think a CRT television, if it's hoaxed and it's not actually having a electromagnetic, surge or whatever, like how do you get it to go that bright? That's what I don't get. So I don't know. That is a question I would love to ask James, how he did the light. Or I guess, that's what he said he can't answer, right? He said he can't answer that. So I don't know.
And we're like walking around or whatever. Appleton, I believe.
Yeah.
Was that? Well, one, like, had you seen any of the Reddit posts or known that I was coming? Because it was just real weird. Right as I'm ready to leave Walmart and start the live stream, as soon as I got on, people were like, "Oh, James just went live, and he said he's okay, and he's in, he's in Appleton, and people were looking for him." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
It's so crazy.
I didn't see your live until last night, and then I made that one comment I was asking people to step down, and I didn't mean it to sound like a threat. It wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be more like there could be something at my house that's dangerous that you could encounter. but I just did that kind of because I knew if one of those addresses was right, which I don't think any of them were, then
Oh wow, okay.
yeah, then well, I didn't see all the addresses, but I don't think you got to the actual place. But yeah, I didn't want my parents to be like woken up because that's where I had the object in the basement there.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Man.
And like, there was so many, like, interestingly, just to add to all of this, like literally the day that this happened, like almost pretty much within hours, like perfect timing to the live stream of him drilling into this thing. There was like a 3-mile radius evacuation in Wisconsin due to like a gas, like they said it was like some kind of gas leak. You know what I mean? Like that shit, like that's crazy, right? That just the timing of that, the location of that 3-mile evacuation, like that shit just added to all of this drama.
All right, let me see. What else am I thinking here? Wow. So were you filming these? Did you like pre-film all these things, or were you just kind of filming them on the fly as you thought of them, or did you have kind of a whole thing plotted out before?
I would usually, if I was doing like a video, I would maybe plot it out that day. I would never like do things week in advance, and then the lives, I would kind of plot those out too, but those were all live. Those were not pre-recorded at all. So all that was done live, and including the lives I'm still doing. Yeah, I just kind of used a little improv on all the live videos to make things kind of work the way they did. So yeah.
Did they ask about the radio? I hope so. That's another thing that I was like, damn, how's he doing that? Surely that can't just be luck as well, like the light.
Yeah, no, great job with that burp while you're changing the drill setting or whatever from 1 to 2. That came off as natural.
Yeah, I think that burp was real. I probably drank something before that, so I had to burp. But I guess that's my signature because I'm always eating and drinking stuff. So.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, no, that helps sell the realism on me, forward on me. I didn't see this video. Somebody asked, how did you get the radio to go off or something? When you were
here we go.
They said, I didn't see that one of yours.
Yeah, I think I used like a motor or something, and I put it next to the thing and turned it on and off when I had it on AM because the motor puts EMF out. So I used that for that. So yeah.
See, Patrick was right. I liked Patrick's explanation when he said, what did he say? Like redneck and ingenuity. Redneck ingenuity. Yep, that's it. He was exactly right with that. These kind of dudes that are like, they kind of like work on their cars for fun, and they build shit, drink beers, and burp. Redneck ingenuity, baby. He was right.
Okay. Wow. Man. Good. Yeah. Great thinking. Yeah, I feel like what else did I want to ask you?
Trust me, bro, I'm from Texas. Bro, I can't wait to go to Texas. I'm spending like almost a month in Texas next year. Can't wait. All right, we're sort of coming up to halfway through this interview, but we're really behind on Super Chat, so let's catch up here. Gotcha FPV says 12 hours wasted for us, more donos and subs for you. Cool, I guess, but you should value your viewers' time more by being harder on this guy. I'll just keep being myself, bro, but thanks for the $5. Kelly Hall says, late to the game, me. Congrats on 100k plus. Thank you very much, Kelly. General Ship says, James sold meth to me once. Are you sure it was real meth? It might have been fake. Jerry Rogers says, drill to be different, drill to be free. I like it. We should put that under the AI picture of James holding up the rod. CB with $20, says, adds a bit of extra curiosity to all the stories out there where they remain a mystery, where no one admits it's a hoax or creepypasta. Solid and fun coverage, man. Maybe he can do a collab with Bendy Spoon Lady next. I like it. Bendy Spoon Lady. Thank you very much, CB. Christine says, War of the Worlds Zoom movie night. Oh, we did that one. Yeah, I think we'll watch War of the Worlds this week soon, for sure. Krista Plunkett says, I wish others would try to consider all angles, just as there are always other routes to every destination. You're exactly right, Krista. Beautifully said. Toxic Fart says, you know how you get over this? Hot tub, hot tub. Look, I don't have a hot tub here. I will say, look, if anyone doesn't know, since the early days of this channel, people have been saying, like, what are you going to do for 100K? Because we've sort of celebrated the milestones. And I said, we'll do a hot tub stream. Kind of thinking we'll hit 100K in probably maybe like 2 years, and people would forget about it by then. But it kind of never went away. Now, I'm probably going to do a 100K party stream in about a week. Maybe like a week and a day. Okay? I'm going to do a 100K party stream basically on the day that I move out of this house, because I think that's kind of, puts an end on this chapter, on this room, on this area of everything. You know what I mean? It's gonna be the last time you see me in this place, and it's gonna start a new chapter for this channel. And but where I'm going to be living for the next little while in Bali, does have a pool. Okay, so maybe we could do the hot tub stream in there. We'll see. I'm not making any promises. General Ship says, James said he'd double my RuneScape gold and then logged out. Yep, don't fall for that one, bro. That's an age-old trick. Most of us learnt about how... Most people who played RuneScape learnt how rough the world is getting scammed in the Wildy or in Varrock or something like that. Tamara says, watch the original War of the Worlds. It's based on something that really happened in 1938. Wow. I had no idea it was based on a real story. That makes me much more excited to watch it. Thank you very much. Starleaf says, this guy avoids complex questions like a dog avoids a vacuum cleaner. Suki hates the vacuum. Christine says, Josh, we should show more people how it's done. People are fooled by everything AI now. AI is good if you use it right, but hit me up. Let's do an example. Thank you very much. Join our Discord. We've got plenty of good channels in there for that kind of thing. Confused yet coherent says, pleasure to encounter you live, Josh. Props to you. Thanks for being here. Kyle Cotton, you little freak. Thanks for becoming a member. Joe says, God, I'm happy to let this one go. And Bet, inspired by a pretty thing, says, serious question. Do you feel like he's sophisticated enough to pull off this hoax? The blue light, the arcing sounds, the silence, and weird sounds. Look, maybe. And, I actually said in one of the streams the other day that if this guy's pulled this off, he has a pretty good understanding of like occult knowledge and lore. And just last night, I was actually looking, I got linked one of his older live streams when he was still running this hoax. And maybe we can check it out. But about halfway through this like hour-long stream, he openly says, like, I'm deep into like esotericism and the occult. And he starts talking about the Star of Rempham and what it truly means. And he starts talking about like, the people that control the world. You know who they are. And he's deep. He is deep on that stuff. So when I watched that, I was like, so you do know this kind of shit. Again, that kind of put me into the sus category a little bit more. Maybe we can check that out after if people are interested. Ms. Trish says, look into NCI engineered realty scoring system. Thank you very much. And Mustes says, can you check the eBay listing soon? It has freaking 16 bids. I can't send the link because of the filter, but you can find it with the James cylinder. All right, let's do that quickly and we'll get back to this interview. I did search for something and this is all I got, but I'll search what you said. The James cylinder. There it is. Wow. Wow. Who's dropping 350 US on this thing? 350 US. My man's profiting. My man is cashing in. He really is. Or is this even a real listing? Jay buys things. 66 items sold. Can you look at items sold? Located in the United States, member since 2000. Great communication. A pleasure to do business with. Did not sell me a hoax this time. Very good review. Can you see the things that people have sold in the past? Check the description of the listing. About this item. Up for sale is the James cylinder. Can supply more photographs if you need them. I'm a friend of James and I purchased this off him so he could pay legal fees. No, you're not. This is James. Come on, bro. We know it's you. You can't keep fooling people, dude. We know this is you. It says he sold 66 other items. Surely you can see the other things this person... Oh, here we go. See seller's other items. It doesn't look like you can. That's kind of sucks. You can on Facebook Marketplace. A guy bought something off me the other day and he's like, oh, I've seen you like to sell stuff. And then I looked at it and I realized he could see everything I've ever sold. Why, yes, I do like to sell things. Thank you for noticing. Filter? Which filter? Ending soon, newly listed. Oh, what did we get here? You can filter? Item location, condition. Is there a filter that's staring at me in the face that I'm not seeing? Go to feedback, under feedback. Okay. Where was we were just looking at that. Under feedback, you may also like. People who viewed this also, where? This is feedback here, seller feedback, and it just says you may also like. If anyone can find it, take a screenshot and put it in my Discord and I'll show it. But let's get back to the interview.
Oh, so, yeah, how did you accomplish, when you went down after seeing the orb, well, one, did you, study grand mal seizures or anything? How did you know, how to do that?
I didn't really study that at all. I just kind of made it up as I went along, and then I had a pre-recording on my phone that I just played next to it, and that was the noises you heard. And then, yeah, the noises and stuff that I made were completely just on the spot there.
Wow. And then what about, there was speculation and stuff, because there was as the phone's face down or whatever, at different points in the blackness, you can see a light kind of looking around the room or whatever, and people were speculating it was the orb, maybe doing surveillance, whatever. So you just used a flashlight or something else to start shining that around and getting that effect, or?
Yeah, I just used my other phone. I had the flashlight there, and my phone was on the ground, so I used that other phone to just shine it and got the right angle, so the light kind of came on and off.
Man, smart thinking. And you were man, so you didn't make any or were any of the noises in the background that people were hearing, were they you shuffling around or no?
No, I did lay there completely the whole time. I was laying there, kind of trying to hold my breath and breathe quietly, so I didn't
Bro, committed to the bit.
Get that on tape or anything, so yeah.
Yeah. Man, well, yeah, good dedication there. That's not easy at all. Especially the more you think about it, it's just hard to do. Dude, okay. Somebody was, I'm on a live stream too. It was disconnect to reconnect, but it reconnected and somebody was like, oh, ask him about the blue light. Whoever that was, I already asked him and he said he's just not going to share about that at this time. So we're just going to respect that. He answered, everything else. Yeah.
Bro, I'm not kidding. I was sure this was a hoax the entire time, but the finale actually still kind of traumatized me. This is eye-opening for me not to get on things like this. Very good point. Something that probably everyone should listen to and think about.
So, and I hadn't brought this up before, but it did kind of rack my brain. So when you did the last live video before disappearing, it wasn't like it pre-recorded and you were running it through OBS or whatever, and you just hit play and it played as if it was live, but it's not.
No, that
You didn't do that? You actually filmed that whole thing live?
yes, all of that was 100% live. Kind of, I didn't really have a script for it, but kind of just a pathway of what I was going to do, and it kind of worked out that way. And then that's how we ended it, and it turned out really good.
Kind of ballsy to like go for like to do that live. You know what I mean? Because like if he cooked it or if it was shit, like everyone would just be like, eh. You know what I mean? It takes balls.
So I don't have any regrets about that.
Yeah, wow. And so, so how did you end this? I guess the phone was camera down, so the screen up, so you could just tap it to end it then?
Yeah, and it was just on the concrete floor, so I could just tap an end. I tried to end it like 50 minutes, because I think YouTube will, if I get to like 5% on my phone, YouTube will maybe stop it or something. So I just kind of hoped that would be what people came to the conclusion of, that happened. So, because otherwise I couldn't like stop it myself if my phone died, you know.
Gotcha. Man. Oh, James, I'm trying to think, dude. Man, is there anything else? Is there anything people are asking in your chat that they want you to?
Well, a lot of them think I'm lying about it now, and they think that I'm being held like at gunpoint to say, which, I mean, let them think what they're gonna think, because I mean, anything I say now can't be taken seriously, right? So that's essentially what my chat is doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the problem when you blur the lines that good. It's just somebody's gonna think, man. Yeah, no, I'm right. I think he's being coerced to say that. So, I mean, and even to the point, yeah, yesterday when your live videos dropped, it's like, oh, well, maybe he is, maybe it's AI, right? People were speculating that.
Yeah.
So
I even got lucky with the, kind of with that first one I did, because the audio was a little messed up. So a lot of people thought that was AI. Which was purely luck. Like, I didn't try to mess up the audio at all, but that just happens, I guess, and people will take what they see and go off from there, so yeah.
Man, no doubt. So, after the past month or month and some change, like, so yeah, what have you learned from all this? What do you think?
I learned that if I want to keep it going, I should probably, like, clear all my...
Sorry, James has messaged in the chat and he says, Josh, I will still give you an interview where I reveal my face as well. I will explain everything and how I manage one of the internet's greatest hoaxes. Yeah, look, just send me an email, bro. We'll see what happens. Send me an email. I gave you my email address. If you can for me though, just right now in the chat, why can't you talk about the light? Like, I'm not asking you to explain how, I'm asking you, why can't you talk about it?
My social media presence, first of all, and maybe maybe even share less than I did, because I didn't really share much of anything. It was mostly the ground, like my feet, but that with the power of Reddit and I guess a few thousand people, a lot of things can happen, so yeah.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. So cool. You're going to keep creating content on that YouTube channel, or you plan on creating another? I mean, you have the subs now, so you might as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm losing probably 100 subs an hour right now or more, but I'm sure, hopefully.
Yep. I did say if this is a marketing strategy to grow an account and a channel and a presence, it's not a good one, because people don't like, people don't like getting their emotions messed with. But again, I do think people did assume he was dead. That was an assumption.
Some people
a fair one, though, I will add.
Stick around, and if they want to see more, they can. But I mean, if this turns out like everybody hates me and I'm the worst person online, then so be it. But I'll take that as a win. I did want to say too, like, I don't like things like the Boogosphere. I think that is completely fake too, because that is something I could have made, and like the markings on there, you can tell specifically that they were made with an angle grinder, like the curves, because they're in like a bunch of tiny straight lines. So yeah.
Nicole says he has said we multiple times. Who is we? Well, I think this is probably a good time to bring this in, guys. This is real disclosure. Shout out to Market Parallel Frequencies. You had James, you got Jash, and now you have Josh. Have you ever seen Josh and James in the same room together? I know that there is going to be so many people that are going to be like, no, that like they're going to run with this. People are going to run with this. I know that. I know that people are going to run with this. And I love it. Go your hardest.
I think the only reason that's mainstream and mine didn't get there is because it's done by professionals and they had a professional plan to do it. But I guess I kind of took it a little too far too early by having that seizure thing. So that kind of caused everything to like, go from 0 to 100 and kind of hit a brick wall.
Yeah. Yep. That little seizure thing that you did. Yeah. A little bit too far, James.
So I decided to end it. So yeah.
Yeah, there was really nowhere to go from there. And yeah, it was amazing how, just how much traction it took off. And I remember, I don't know if I stumbled upon, that live stream when it was at 100,000. And I don't know if yesterday before I left, it was at, 400,000 or 360,000, whatever it was. I'm not sure what it's at now, but it's amazing how, that thing just really took on and captivated people, and they were really, believing it was real, like myself included. I thought, man, I'm going to go check it out, see if he's okay. If it's a hoax, say it's a hoax. But yeah, there was a lot of things that you did really, really well, where it was like, well, man, this guy must be really brilliant or really good, or and I guess at times, like you mentioned, sometimes you just get real lucky, right?
Yeah, I guess that happens in film a lot. So yeah, that's kind of, it just got lucky sometimes and had to roll with the punches too.
Right on, man. Well, somebody was wondering, do we know, would you mind, and you don't need to disclose any personal stuff, but people were wondering if you were in the Discord server or whatever at all.
I was never in there. I even tried to join one and it wouldn't let me. Maybe it was full or something, but I heard that there was somebody made one and it had child pornography on it, which that's not good. I don't condone that at all. I'm not sure
That's why my Discord is locked at the moment, by the way. We don't need that shit in there.
if that's true, if that happened, but if it did, I had nothing to do with it, and if I did, I would not have been on there. So yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, people were just curious because I know. Yeah, we saw you popping into the stream, some of my streams or whatever.
Yeah.
On the way commenting, so I guess people were just curious, if you were over in the Discord or not.
No, I never got into the Discord. People invited me to some now because they found my actual Discord, and it still won't let me join. So I don't know if it's on my settings or something or what. But yeah, I don't know if I'm not sure if that's true what they were saying about that stuff on Discord. If that actually happened, I kind of feel like it was a joke. But if it wasn't, then shame on that person, and that's criminal. So they should probably go to jail or something. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. So do you think? And I never got into it either. And one thing I think people were saying there might have been some sort of mature or age restriction. I don't know. So maybe depending on your settings, because other people were saying they couldn't get in either. Now the person, I got somebody asking on mine, how do you do the blue light cast shadows in the room? He said he won't discuss that. He's discussed everything else. So you can go watch his live stream.
Josh, can you fake going live? No. Live is live. If you're running a live like I am now through a software program like OBS, which is what I use, you can play videos, right? So the stream would start, but I could have a video playing, right, in this program that gets streamed out to you. So you might think what you're watching is live, but it's actually a pre-recorded video. If you're going live from your mobile phone through the YouTube app, which is how you would do it from your phone, you don't, like, you can't do that. You don't have that sort of capability. And this was filmed from a phone. So no, I think the lives are live. And James said in this interview that that's not how he did it.
Or run back mine then. But that was the only thing he just say. At this time, I'm not interested in answering. Did you?
A lot of people are saying, please consider that he's being compromised. Sure, I am, but I'm not going to like lean into that theory. You know, I'll keep an eye on this. I'm like I said at the start, this is probably like the last time for now that I'm going to report on it. If something wild comes up that I think that's worth talking about, I will. Just like I did at the beginning, right? I covered this when it came out 2 months ago. I was like, you know, one of very few people that did. And then there was no significant update on it, but he was updating daily. But I just thought, nah, not really enough to like, doesn't interest me enough to talk about. So, you know, I'll keep an eye on what he's doing. If it still feels sus and weird and something big happens, we'll talk about it. But I think, you know, this stream is really just to kind of put a bow on this. And like I said, like 2 days ago, there's so much good content that's been coming out that I really want to talk about as well. But this has just kind of like captivated everybody. But I'm looking forward to getting back to regular schedule.
Somebody was wondering, so would you consider
BRB.
this whole production like an art piece or like an ARG, like an alternate reality game or whatever?
I'd consider it an art piece, I guess. I don't really know what an ARG is, but I've heard that term used a lot. It's just kind of something fun to do. I mean, what I like doing is making people laugh first and foremost, but I kind of went a different route with this one to start with. But now it's kind of like, I mean, as much as people hate me for it, I'm kind of just trolling at this point. So, it's kind of also to show how a lot of things that you do see out there that are mainstream are definitely fake. Because if I could convince people like this with like $0 in equipment besides my phone, think of what the government can probably do with other things. So if they make a YouTube channel and have somebody make it and have people believe it with bots and everything, they can just make that a main narrative. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Man. Well, dude, yeah. It was this was quite the adventure, man. Again, hats off to you. I think hopefully you learned a lot. You know, good job going for that kind of serious piece or role. When really, you know, you like humor more. I know it's hard to go that way sometimes against your grain. So, you know, a lot of people may hate you, but at the end of the day, I guess you're proud of yourself. Like, oh, that's cool that I was able to pull that off. Now, hopefully the stuff that I do enjoy, like comedy, hopefully I can really lean into that and put this behind me and influence people with my comedy and have them get behind me there. So, yeah, dude, I think it's possible, man. I believe in you, dude. You did great on this.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I do like making films and stuff and entertainment, so maybe this in some way or shape or form might open doors for me, but yeah, I'll probably continue doing things similar maybe. Probably not as extreme, but just entertaining people is really the main goal here.
Yeah. Well, I'd say you accomplished it, man. Yeah, you set the interwebs on fire here this weekend, and somebody said one last game. Yeah, maybe mine cut out, or you guys can go watch it. How did he do the radio? He said he had like a little electric motor beside him that he would turn on and off, and I guess the electromagnetic frequency or whatever would affect that radio signal. So. Hold on, let me make sure
Josh, you're live. James is in the chat. Why not just get him on now? I mean, honestly, I feel like this is a pretty good interview. I don't really know what else I really have to ask him. He's kind of answered most of the questions that I at least have right now. he's got my email. He can hit me up if he wants, if I feel like anything comes up that I feel like should be talked about or discussed. But me personally, I feel like he got answers here. We got answers here. I don't really know what other big questions there are to ask.
Here. Nope, looking good. Well, cool. Well, James, hey, I'm glad you're all right, dude.
Other than the light thing, but honestly, it's my opinion that he's just saying that to keep this going. That's my opinion.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else that you just wanted to get off your chest or explain for people about?
Like I always say, you know, with this whole disclosure thing, right? When you've got people from the CIA and intelligence and the military giving you weird, spooky, indistinct clues about like non-human intelligence and aerial threats and blah, 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 I think we need to remember that these are the exact same people that have lied to us time and time again, right? And that's why I'm super skeptical about the things that they have to say, because it's literally the boy who cried wolf. You know, that everyone should be given an opportunity first to tell the truth. You know, I think like that's how I live my life. I respect someone and I assume that they have good intention first until like they cross me or until they lie to me or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, well now I know that you do that. I'm going to adjust the lens that I look at you with. So that's why with disclosure, for me, when people are just like, oh, the CIA are doing, they've just come out, this document just went up on the CIA website that tells us they used to do this. It's like, yeah, but it's on the CIA website and they're the people who have been lying to us. And they've also never actually came out and said, yeah, look, this is why we covered up UFOs in the first place. We felt like it was a good idea back then. You know, time has gone on. We want to progress humanity. So this is how we're going to move forward now. We're sorry. They've never said anything like that. They just lied. And now suddenly they've decided to tell us the truth, but never actually acknowledged the past 80 years. So to me, very sus. Approach with caution. James has, you know, put himself out there and said, yep, it was a hoax. So now when he says, I can't tell you about the light, I go, don't believe you, bro. Sorry. No hate, but like, you know, I just adjust the way I listen to you now. That's all.
Yeah,
I guess not really. I'm just trying to be clear too. If anybody on your stream is listening, and that I'm just trying to apologize to like Polarity, the YouTube channel, and Casper Site, and all the other YouTube channels, big or small, that kind of cover me. It is all a big troll. It's completely fake, but I did help you get some viewers too and some followers, so hopefully that helped you. But yeah, you can you guys can go and say like, yeah, it's all a fake story about that. But I do apologize, guys. I was not planning on doing an interview on their shows because that would really discredit them if I actually came on. But I was kind of hinting that I would. But yeah, that's about all I really have to say.
cool.
Fair play to him, honestly. Yeah, I don't really think he needs to apologize. Like it was. Oh, Suki's mad. Suki ain't happy. I don't really feel like he needs to apologize. It's my choice to cover it. You know, I do what I want on this channel. It's completely my decision. And I love that. I love that I have that choice. And I had a lot of fun. And yeah, you know, yeah, it did bring in the views and you know, a lot of like, again, the negative people who are negative about everything will see that and be like, he's just doing it for views. But like those people, like they don't ever consider like, hey bro, do you ever actually consider I'm having fun? I enjoy what I do. I love live streaming. I love talking to people. I love joking. I love investigating the strange shit. You know what I mean? Like I love doing this. So James, there's no need to apologize, man. Maybe went a little bit far with the seizure. You could apologize for that, I think, for the people who were sort of like emotionally invested and really upset. But there's no need to apologize, bro. There's no hate. It's like I said, it's been a very interesting week. And I think it was a great break from the CIA disclosure and all of that bullshit. So, you know, everyone's going to see it how they see it. There's nothing you can do about that. And you shouldn't concern yourself about that because, you know, you ultimately can't change the way people are. You just got to worry about yourself and keep going, bro.
Well, James, dude, yeah, just given all you've been through, and I'm not saying that you're the victim in all this, but I'm sure it's not easy when you have people start sending out your information, and people are showing up at your parents or their place of employment, different things like that, and cops showing up. So, you know, I'm sure you went through some things that weren't easy either. So,
yeah, the past few
man,
days, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was stressful, dog. So, hopefully this was a learning experience, man. And, you know, you believe in yourself, like, cool, I can pull this stuff off. Man, I should maybe frame it in a little bit better way.
I think that's a great point. I think James has proved to himself and others that he has the capability of, like, he's got a creative mind, a very creative mind, right? He could use that in a way that isn't deceiving people and probably create something great. Probably going to have to wait a while, bro, honestly. You know, I probably wouldn't start the new channel tomorrow. But, you know, head back to work on those long drives. I would start plotting some ideas, and, you know, maybe in 6 months or 12 months, start cooking up something different. And I think by then people will be a little bit over it, and people will be happy to see what you're doing. But you do clearly have a creative mind. And, you know, that's kind of how I started my channel too. I knew I was creative, and I knew that I had like this autistic obsession with creating and doing things and just grinding. That's why I have a max cape on RuneScape, by the way. And I thought, you know what? Instead of playing RuneScape for 12 hours a day, why don't I just try and do something that could, you know, create something cool? And here we are. I'm going to catch up on Super Chats. We've got about 4 minutes left of this interview. Maya says, I'm so pissed I wasted my time on Jake's story. Yeah, I hate Jake. Goddamn Jake. Goddamn you, Jake. Sorry, that was just a random one. We're kind of, wow, we've missed a few. Sorry, guys. Okay. Taris says, can you do the hot tub stream only after you eat properly and exercise? No more shapes, Haribo, and Pepsi at 2 a.m.? You guys must think I have like the worst diet, but literally when you see me snacking like that, or like at the movie nights, that's the only time I eat that shit. It really is. I train and I eat generally quite well. I swear. Yvonne Pandora says $25, Josh, towards a new headset. Yvonne, I like my headset. What's wrong with it? I like it. Thank you, though. Sam says Polarity, the best value for money on the YouTubes. Thank you very much, Sam. The Colby Church, he hasn't explained how he did anything yet, and in the radio vid, he showed both hands. Also, the light shines in front of a rack close to him. Okay, well, go and investigate, bro. Get into it. Show us what you can find. It's the Curls says, time to debunk his debunk. I'm not buying his story. Something still feels off. I don't know. Not for me. I personally, you know, I think this guy, this was just his attempt at doing something cool, but I will keep tabs on it. I want to see what Caspersight has to say. Caspersight says he is making a video about what you're saying, so let's see what he says. Maybe we'll do a reaction to it. Starleaf says, not answering how he made the blue light is 100% sus, and shame on this guy for not pushing it. What soft balls. I think he's just trying to keep it going, personally. Joe Siebert says, anything about this seems sus to you. Just I'm not going to say how I made the blue light, but as I said, I think he's keeping it going. Maya says, I'm so pissed I wasted my time on Jake's. Oh, we did that one. Yep, we hate Jake. Sorry, Jake, whoever you are. Coley Ray says, he said we multiple times. Who is we? Yep, we went through that as well. James, Jash, Josh. Rec Thoughts, I think he can't. There it is, by the way. We'll put that back up while we finish and read this. Rec Thoughts says, I think he can't talk about the light because he needed help to turn it on. Both his hands were full between the camera and the drill in that moment. Yeah, it's fair. It is interesting. I do want to know how he did the light. I still do actually want to know. But I don't think it was a hoax. JT says, still love you, bros. Will remain a member, but can I have a refund, please? Haha, long live the King of Hearts. Thank you, bro. I'm glad you've you've chilled out. I appreciate that, man. And it's never personal. It's never any hate. I'm Zion, celebrating 5 months, says this whole ordeal proves how starved we are for good movies. And who else could get thousands of people to watch a 20-hour docudrama with them? Only Josh. Thank you very much. I had a great time and it was entertaining. Christine says, stop blaming the creator, blame yourself for falling for it. Kudos to the creator. Hey, what do they say? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Colby Church, how did he throw a 15 pounds and take a picture? I don't know. Achy Balls says they were starting to they were starting the accusations of James Josh collusion last night was like watching a lynching mob evolving. Yeah, it's funny. I can't help but feed the trolls. It is funny. Joe Siebert, damn voice sounds fake. Amy Ruth, really appreciate you, Josh. Thanks for keeping us in the loop, even if it did turn out to be a hoax. Of course. And I will always keep you guys in the loop. I said on X, and we'll jump on there in a moment, that like, if something like this pops up again, where people are really divided and polarized over like if it's real or not, I'm not going to back away and be like, oh, the last one was a hoax. I don't want to get it wrong. No, I like it. It's interesting. It's fun. Like that's why we're all interested in it, because it's interesting. And that's what I want to talk about. Like that's what this channel is. So thank you, Amy. And Rain, wow. $100 super chat. That is insane. Insane. Rain, insane in the membrane. Thank you very much. He says, thanks, Josh. They say, thanks, Josh. Appreciate your show. I don't do social media or Netflix. I prefer to fund shows that are freaking rad. Thank you very much. And I'm glad you feel that way. That honestly means a lot, because yeah, that's what this is. Like, this isn't, I know this channel kind of started as like me looking into UFOs, and we always will do that, but like, it's never been like, I'm not a UFO channel. I'm about like questioning reality and like looking at the things that make us think and wonder and just curious. Like, that's what it is. Like, just digging into all the weird shit. That's what this is about. So thank you very much, Rain. Very generous. Musty says, you are a very good person. Orb. Thank you very much, Musty. And the wrath of can't even celebrating 4 months, says Josh. I felt all the emotions with this hoax, but ultimately happy I went through with my weirdos. GeoGuessr and RuneScape stream soon. You know what? Tonight. Let's do it. I think Sailing comes out tonight, and we'll do some GeoGuessr, and we'll maybe stream Sailing as well. I really want to do that. So I think I will, because I can. All right, let's finish off this interview.
Or just the content that I deliver to it. So yeah, it doesn't end with a couple 100,000 people or, thousands, tens of thousands of people thinking something bad happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because, that was, like I said, I'm not upset. I enjoyed the adventure. But, some people, they really could have been emotionally attached, or some have commented, hey, I suffered from seizures, so for him to fake a seizure, it's like, oh, yeah, no, if I had a loved one that had seizures, I would probably, be a little bit more upset or whatever it is. So I can definitely understand where everybody's coming from. But, yeah, at the end of the day, dude, thank you for owning it.
Yeah, I figured since you were driving, I might as well try to give you the interview too, so your time's not completely wasted.
Yeah.
People are saying like, Josh, can't believe you're dismissing this so quickly. You haven't even spoke to him. Look, James, once my Discord is back open, you're like, come join. I'm open to having a one-on-one with you, bro. Like, let's get in a voice chat. We'll put our cameras on. I would love to talk to you for sure. Like, just one-on-one, not on a podcast. And just, get a vibe for you, see what's going on, and we can go from there. Maybe we can do an interview if I feel like it's necessary. But if you just want to talk and like, give your take on like what's happened, I'd be down to have a chat with you for sure.
Dude, well, it's never a waste, bro. You miss 1,000 or 100% of the shots that you don't take. So this was a cool adventure for me. It was cool. People got behind it, and we're excited to go on this long road trip. And yeah, hopefully it threw some attention towards our production company, Dockside Media, where we do real paranormal documentaries. And so yeah, dude. Well, thanks so much for giving me this interview, bro. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your day here, and hopefully you can relax a little bit and not have to worry about people coming up and knocking on doors and contacting places of employment.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I've seen a lot of addresses posted. Still not one of them is right. So, I mean, if you guys go to other people's houses, I'm just saying, please don't. I don't want to, like, disturb anybody else. Find my house. You can come over and I'll talk to you. I don't really care, but so far, a lot of random addresses in random places. So, I guess there will be a lot of people maybe getting called the cops on, but yeah.
Well, I would hope not. I think it's probably all over the internet now that it was a hoax. So I don't know why people would continue to go after it. It's like, hey, it's all said and done. No sense of going to these other locations. Yeah, the one person I went to this morning, the wife was real nice, but didn't know of you or know of any of this. And then I went and sat in my car, and I was trying to put the next address in. And like some guy, I guess her husband came up and knocked on the window. He's like, hey, and I had just switched from the stream to put on my mask. So it like cut the stream out so nobody heard it. But yeah, it was just kind of, he's like, oh man, hey, the sheriff's on his way. You need to get off my property now. Like, oh wow. I'm very sorry, sir. Yeah. Like I wasn't aggressive. Yeah, it was real weird. But so yeah, I'm glad that, you came out with it. And so yeah, we don't have to have me or other people going around and knocking on people's doors. And, you know, in Wisconsin, yeah, I'm sure they're not used to somebody just rolling up like myself. So, yeah, thankfully, we got through it, dude. Thanks for the interview. Yeah, great job on the hoax. It was really well done.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, and thank you, too, for giving me the interview.
Oh, anytime, my man. Well, hey, dude, have a good rest of the day, and, yeah, we'll see. I'll talk to you soon. Maybe, you know, somewhere down the road, somehow this fits in one of our documentaries that we make. And, yeah, I'd be happy to drive on back out and interview you. Maybe it's something on how, people can manipulate the masses through.
Okay, there's 30 seconds of this left, but just before we go, there are a lot of people in the chat right now asking for a poll to feel like who actually still thinks that this is, like, he's been compromised and that he is just trying to shut it down by way of force. Okay, so I think there's a few options going here. So I'm going to say, what do you think is going on? And we're going to say, it's all a hoax. It's over. You know, that's it. He's just come out and it's done. It's over. It's over. It's a hoax. We'll say that. And then we'll say James compromised. Something fishy is happening. I think, is that it? It's over. It's a hoax. James is compromised. Something fishy is happening. I think we can go with that. Oh, too many characters apparently. We'll just say something fishy is happening. Is still happening. Okay, the poll is up. Get your votes in. We won't let this run super long.
So, you know, just simple tactics, simple videos.
Yeah, that is true.
But cool. Well, bro, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, you take care, man. I'm glad you're well.
All right. See ya.
Yep. Later, bro.
There we go. That is the end of it. The poll is still up. You guys can say how you feel, what you think is going on. It's over. It's a hoax. So far, 63% of the people feel that way. And Area 52 in the chat. What is going on, Chris? Thanks for being here. He says, keep up all the great streams. You're clearly hitting a nerve and connecting with so many people. Thank you, brother. I was actually just going to touch on the people on X now to kind of wrap up the stream. I'm going to wrap up this poll. We've got 440. I'll let it hit 450 because we like round numbers. Okay. There it is. 64% of the people still think it's a hoax. Honestly, 36% of people still think something fishy is happening. That is kind of a lot higher than I expected, I'll be honest. What do you think about this? Does anyone actually think this is real? Don't even bother. You're doing so many awesome things. Leave them in the dust. You know, dude, I really did kind of go back and forth about whether I wanted to talk about it. And I did have those same kind of thoughts. And yeah, to be honest, like, you are probably right. I wasn't going to name who it was though, because I'm not going to give them the airtime. But yeah, I do agree with you, man. And thank you. I appreciate the support. It really does mean a lot, especially coming from you. Does anyone think that this is real? Jash is real. Has anyone seen Josh and James in the same room at the same time? This was a lot of fun. Mark, who is a longtime weirdo, and you know what? I'll say it. Mark is one of the people who actually found his special weirdo friend, his forever weirdo, in our Discord, and now has a weirdo partner. What a lucky guy, right? He made this. Shout out to him, Parallel Frequencies. Okay. Let's jump over here.
Redacted.
Sorry, that wasn't meant to play. There is still a bit of the show left. We're not fully redacted just yet. Let me finish up these super chats and then we'll wrap up the show. Crazy King says, once again, I really appreciate you opening my eyes and heart to a different way of viewing the world. And I really appreciate this community and finding my kind. Weirdo for life. Peace. Thank you, man. That means a lot. That really does mean a lot to me because I've said it a lot, but the beginning of this channel started from me having nobody to talk about all this shit with. That's literally why this started. Because I wanted to talk about it with people. So, and I knew that my interests were weird and I knew that I was a little bit unique and that I didn't really feel like I fit in with, you know, I knew lots of people and I got on great with everyone, you know, I've always not had a problem with that. But I knew that I was just like, but you're not really my people. And I don't know how to explain that other than like, you know, I like you and yeah, we can have a beer and have a laugh, whatever, but it's just like, we don't really click. You know what I mean? Deeply, you know? And that's really what this is about. So when I get messages like that people feel like they found their people and found their space, that means a lot to me because, you know, you put out your vibe and you find your tribe. And here we are. We've all found our tribe. I love that. Toxic Fart says, now I'm thinking Josh moving to Bali is a hoax. I hope not. I hope not. Because I've sold everything. I just sold my car yesterday. So if it turns out to be a hoax, I'm kind of fucked. Christine says, everyone's screaming new live out, Josh. As in James has a new live? Okay, I'm just refreshing his page. No. That's a hoax. Well, there is a newer live, but I don't think we need to watch that. I don't think we need to watch that. Unless there's something crazy in it, but I don't think so. Okay, where were we? Crazy King also became a member. You little freak, Crazy. Thank you. Stephen Vitko says, FML, James is a hoax and Elizabeth Lane shot me down for a dinner date. Can't hate a guy for trying. Hey, man, you miss every shot you don't take, brother. Keep it up. I'm actually happy. Without James, I wouldn't have found this community of wonderful people. Hey, there you go. That's awesome. That is so awesome, man. That is so awesome. I love that. And welcome. And now that you're a member, guys, there's a members-only section of our Discord. It's an awesome place to hang out. It's judgment-free. People are active 24/7. It is locked at the moment, but I will unlock it tonight. The link is below. And we do members-only streams. We're going to do probably one later. Or maybe we'll do it public. I don't know. But yeah, there's lots of cool member stuff, man. Welcome. Richo says, congratulations, my bro. You're killing it. Joe Siebert says, voice is 100% not the same. Voice is 100% not the same me person. Thought. I don't know. I definitely wouldn't say 100%. It definitely does sound like him to me, but who knows, man. Christine says, I'm going to stick around just because you're so handsome. Oh, thank you very much, Christine. And Rain is back with $50 again. Says, mate, after 8 years military, we all learn a minimum depth of intel training. This guy is 100% off the hook, not real. It's actually weird what he has just done. Sociopathic. There you go. And Rain, thank you very much. That's extremely generous. You've been generous through the whole stream. I appreciate it so much. Guys, yeah, look, for me, I know a lot of people are still very interested in this stuff. And like I said, I'll keep an eye on it the same way I did between the very first time I looked at it and now. And if anything that really feels significant happens, we will talk about it. But, you know, for the last couple of days, you know, I've been interested in this, but I've been like, I kind of want to talk about some other shit. And, you know, one of those big things is I think Jesse Michael's latest video with Dennis Asberg. Like that is the kind of shit we need to be looking at and talking about. And this is the kind of stuff that needs support to go into the mainstream. Like people who aren't coming from the military, people who aren't coming from the CIA, finding really wild, anomalous shit deep in our oceans, which the documentary The Abyss told us about, and many other people spoken about USOs. Richard Dolan's got a 3-volume book series documenting them over centuries. Okay? People are finding real shit. And this is the stuff that like we should really be supporting and getting behind. So we're probably going to cover that soon. That was a Twitch subscriber. Thank you for subscribing on Twitch. The link for that is below. We're going to be streaming probably a bit of RuneScape on there later. And yeah, I want to just get back to the weirdness. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. We might look at Casper Sight's video, but I think we'll let this one go for now. But it's been a lot of fun. Shout out to James. You did well, my man. Very creative. And I hope that you put your creativity into doing something cool that maybe doesn't get people so riled up, because I think you've definitely got the talent. So guys, thank you for hanging out today. I hope you had fun. Keep being good to each other. Be kind. Remember, everyone's different. Everyone has a different perspective. We don't have to hate each other. Yeah? All right. Touch some grass, and I'll see you guys, I think, a little bit later tonight. We'll be live. Take care, and have a great day. Peace.
Eventually people are going to say, what the hell is going on?
No matter how far you go into the dark, when you flip, you go exactly the same place to the light in our galaxy. Everything. Because everything is in balance. Everything is a polarity.
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is.